From Washington, this is VOA News. I'm David Byrd reporting. Rallies and prayer meetings are held across the United States to remember those gunned down in a Charleston, South Carolina church. In Charleston, crowds gathered in several areas of the city, and marchers dressed in black and mourning clothes a day after reflection outside the historic church. Emanuel AME's presiding elder, Norvel Goff, told those gathered earlier Saturday that worship services and religious school would resume on Sunday.
Tomorrow morning at 8:30, as usual, we will have Sunday school, and at 9:30 we will have our worship service here in the sanctuary of Mother Emanuel.
In New York City, congregants gathered at one of the country's largest African Methodist Episcopal churches for a morning prayer service, followed by a march and rally. In Detroit, the local chapter of the Reverend Al Sharpton's group, the National Action Network, held an interfaith gathering in response to the Charleston shooting. An interracial prayer service is also taking place in Atlanta, Georgia, a key city in the U.S. civil rights movement. In San Francisco, Democratic presidential hopeful Hillary Clinton called for more gun control in the wake of the deadly church shooting. The suspect, 21-year-old Dylan Roof, a white man with a recent history of racist views, is being held in the Charleston County Jail. He is currently being held on $1 million bond on a weapons charge. A powerful car bomb exploded outside the Kabat al-Mahdi Mosque in Sanaa's Old City in Yemen Saturday, where Houthi rebels and other Shiites had gathered to pray. Security officials said at least 2 people were killed. The Islamic State took credit for the blast. This is VOA News. Saturday was World Refugee Day, and UN Special Envoy Angelina Jolie joined UN High Commissioner for Refugees Antonio Guterres at the Midyat refugee camp in Turkey. At a joint news conference, Jolie said that the world has largely ignored a refugee crisis.
Our world has never been richer or healthier or more advanced, yet never before have so many people been dispossessed and stripped of their basic human rights.
The United Nations Refugee Agency says in a new report that a record number of people, nearly 60 million this year, have been forced to flee their homes in search of safety. The UN says that 1 in every 122 humans is now either a refugee, internally displaced, or seeking asylum. The UNHCR said if this were the population of a country, it would be the world's 24th largest. The United States on Saturday called on debt-ridden Greece to make some tough decisions, leading to a quick deal with international creditors to prevent the potential breakup of the 19-nation Eurozone. U.S. Treasury Secretary Jack Lew, speaking to CNN, said that Athens should act now or risk ruining the country's economy and devastating Greek society. The near-bankrupt Greek government needs to reach a so-called cash for reforms deal by June 30th to avoid defaulting on a $1.8 billion loan repayment to the International Monetary Fund. Athens also owes $7.6 billion to the European Central Bank in July and August, but has so far balked at austerity demands from creditors in exchange for future cash. At least 15 Somali police officers were killed in a raid on a checkpoint in Afgoy, about 30 kilometers southwest of Mogadishu. The governor of Lower Shabelle told VOA that heavily armed al-Shabaab fighters attacked a police checkpoint overnight and briefly captured the station. They were pushed back by security forces early Saturday. The governor said that troops pursued al-Shabaab fighters and a second battle erupted in an area called Gaddofar, about 40 kilometers northwest of Afgoy. At least 30 militants were reported killed in the two attacks. The violence is the latest by al-Shabaab militants focused on government targets as they try to topple the Somali government and create an Islamic State. And Mali's Tuareg-led rebels have signed a peace agreement with the Bamako government more than 1 month after other armed groups took similar action to end years of unrest in the impoverished desert nation. For more, visit our website. I'm David Byrd.
That's the latest world news from VOA.